Today I'm going to share with you this recipe that took me about 7 to 8 times to figure out how to make it. I kind of came up with my own ingredients. I don't live in Brazil, so it's kind of hard to find, and this is the best ingredients to get the closest to the bakeries from Brazil. So I'm excited to share that with you, and I hope you enjoy it. You're going to need 4 cups of tapioca flour. You don't have to use this container. You can just use any other that you like. 3 eggs, queso fresco with the least amount of sodium possible. This has 160. You can choose between grated or shredded Parmesan cheese. Shredded is a little bit more expensive, but it tastes better. Half a cup of oil, any vegetable oil. Whole milk, 1 cup, and 1 teaspoon of salt. First, I'm going to bring to a boil 1 cup of milk with half a cup of oil, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'll be stirring pretty much the whole time. Okay, the milk is boiling and you can turn it off. Okay, now I'm going to pour the milk over the flour. Slowly and stirring it a little bit so that all the flour will get incorporated with the liquid. It's super hot, so you have to use, just to get started, this wood spoon. Put your finger, still very hot. We're going to add the eggs in a similar way as we did the milk. Just mixing slowly. The texture of the dough varies, and it could be super sticky to not sticky at all. So I'm not sure what causes one or the other, but both are right. So you don't have to worry if your dough is super sticky. It becomes just a little bit more annoying, but it's totally fine. That's why I like to have all my ingredients ready just to pour on top. Going to add first the queso fresco. Now I'm going to pour I have 2 cups, 1.5 cups would do it too, depending on how much cheese do you like. The dough is still warm, so I think the warmest the milk, the gooey the dough gets, and the dough is still warm. If you cool down a little bit in the fridge, if you're patient enough and just put it in there, it should be less sticky. I'm going to start making the balls. Because my dough is super sticky, you can just barely touch it and make your ball. And you don't put oil on the plate. I'm making the balls. If you need, you can put some oil in your hand. So I'm making the balls and I'm going to freeze it. So this will go directly to the freezer. I just added some oil to my hand and I'm going to continue making the balls. You can make any size you want. I just recommend that you make them the same size as possible, because then when you bake, they all will be baked the same amount of time. I'm so excited. It's ready. I can't wait to eat them. But first we have to place them in the freezer. Otherwise the rolls will lose its shape. So once they're frozen, then I can put in a cookie sheet, sprayed with oil, place them there, and bake at 400 for 15 to 20 minutes. And then we can enjoy it. So here we have the two types of Brazilian cheese rolls. This was made with the shredded Parmesan cheese, and this with the grated. This is the grated Parmesan cheese. And this is the shredded Parmesan cheese. And the crust is what really changes, and you can see here those lines are the shredded, from the shredded Parmesan cheese. So they look different underneath,